Good evening, travelers of the unknown. Welcome back to NightStoryHQ, where shadows whisper secrets and the impossible becomes eerily real. Tonight, we embark on a chilling journey, a dive into true tales where people and objects have vanished or appeared out of nowhere. Events so strange, they seem to ignore the very laws of time, space, and physics. Settle in. Turn down the lights, because these stories may change how you see reality itself. Part 1. The Vanishing of David Lang. Fact or fabrication? On a quiet afternoon in 1880 near Gallatin, Tennessee, farmer David Lang was walking across a field toward his family when, without warning, he vanished. His wife and children watched in horror. One moment, he was striding through tall grass. The next, he was gone, right before their eyes. There were no sounds, no cries, no disturbances in the earth. Just emptiness. They searched the area for days. Even the county sheriff brought in surveyors. But no trace of Lang was ever found. What followed made it even stranger. The grass where he disappeared wouldn't grow for months. Animals avoided the spot. And years later, the family claimed they could still hear faint cries echoing from that patch of land. Skeptics argue the story was fabricated, perhaps a piece of early American folklore. But believers insist the event actually occurred and represents a true case of spontaneous dimensional displacement, where a person might slip between realities like falling through a crack in existence. Part 2. The Green Children of Woolpit. Visitors from another world? In 12th century England, two children, green-skinned and speaking an unknown language, appeared near the village of Woolpit. A boy and a girl, dressed in unfamiliar clothing, seemingly disoriented and frightened. Villagers took them in. The children wouldn't eat anything but raw beans. Over time, the girl adjusted, learned English, and lost her green tint. The boy, unfortunately, died soon after arriving. What the girl eventually told shocked everyone. She claimed they came from a place called St. Martin's Land, a world of perpetual twilight, separated from our world by a massive river. One day, while tending their father's cattle, they wandered into a cave, heard a strange sound, and emerged into bright sunlight. Theories range from a forgotten foreign tribe to extraterrestrial origins. Others suggest the children were interdimensional travelers, accidental visitors from a parallel Earth. Centuries later, we still don't have an explanation. Part 3. The Man from Taured. A Passport from Nowhere. Tokyo, 1954. A man arrives at Haneda Airport with a passport from a country no one has ever heard of. Taured. Customs officials are puzzled. The passport looks authentic, complete with visa stamps and official seals. The man insists Taured is a real country between France and Spain. When shown a map, he grows agitated. He says he's been traveling for business across Europe and Japan for years. To investigate further, the authorities place him in a guarded hotel room, but by morning, he's gone, vanished, with no sign of forced entry. His documents, too, disappear. Some say it was an elaborate hoax, but those who believe say the man might have been a traveler from a parallel dimension, one close enough to ours to resemble it, but different enough for a country like Taured to exist. Part 4. The Disappearing Hotel. The M6 Time Slip Incident. In 1979, two British couples were driving through France on vacation. After failing to find a hotel in the town of Montélimar, they ventured further until they found an old, oddly decorated inn. The staff wore outdated uniforms, the rooms lacked modern amenities, and everything looked off. But it was cheap, so they stayed. The next morning, they paid in outdated French francs, then continued on. But when they tried to return to the inn later in their trip, it was gone. The road led somewhere else. Local records showed no hotel ever existed at that location. Even more unsettling, the photos they took of the hotel had vanished from their camera. Was this a shared hallucination? Or did they stumble into a time slip, a pocket in space-time where they briefly crossed into the past? Part 5. The Disappearance of Frederick Valentich Vanished into the Sky. Australia, 1978. Frederick Valentich, a 20-year-old pilot, took off in a Cessna 182L to fly over Bass Strait. But 47 minutes into the flight, he radioed air traffic control, reporting a strange aircraft hovering above him. He described it as shiny, metallic, and moving erratically. Then, his voice changed. He sounded alarmed. He said, "It's hovering, and it's not an aircraft." His last transmission? "It's not an aircraft," followed by a metallic scraping noise. Then, silence. No trace of Valentich or his plane was ever found. Not a fragment. Some say he crashed. Others say he faked his death. But many believe something took him, something not of this earth. Even government documents reveal that multiple UFO sightings occurred in the area on the same night. Part 6. The London Time Traveler. Caught on CCTV? In 2003, a man calling himself Edward walked into a London police station with bizarre claims. He said he'd time-traveled from 1950 and was disoriented by modern technology. He gave accurate predictions about future events, including the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami and several political upheavals. Authorities dismissed him as mentally ill until he vanished from a locked holding room overnight. Surveillance cameras malfunctioned during the exact time frame. To this day, his file remains classified, and his fingerprints match no known records. Is it an urban myth? Or was Edward truly unstuck in time? What do we make of these stories? Science tells us that time is linear, that matter doesn't just blink out of existence or reappear in the wrong place. And yet, these accounts, spanning centuries and continents, suggest otherwise. Physicists have theorized about wormholes, quantum entanglement, and parallel universes. Could it be that certain locations on Earth, known as thin places in folklore, hold weaker barriers between realities? Consider the Bermuda Triangle, where ships and planes have vanished without trace, or Mount Shasta in California, long rumored to house a hidden city of advanced beings. Even modern physics admits we may live in a multiverse, one universe among countless others, brushing against ours like pages in a cosmic book. What if, during brief moments, something opens, a door, a crack, a fold in time, and what happens if someone steps through and doesn't come back? Part 7. The Resurfacing. People who reappeared years later. It's not just about those who vanish. Sometimes, they return. Take the case of Lorena Garcia Gordo, a Spanish woman who woke up in 2008 and felt something was wrong. Her sheets were unfamiliar. Her job had changed. Her boyfriend was not the same man she remembered. She insists she came from a parallel reality, one slightly different from ours. Doctors found no mental illness, and to this day her story hasn't changed. Or Bruno Borges, a Brazilian man who disappeared in 2017, leaving behind a locked room filled with encrypted texts and a life-size statue of philosopher Giordano Bruno. After 5 months, he returned, healthy, silent, and offering no explanation. He simply said, "I went where I needed to go." So, what is the truth behind these impossible cases? Are they hoaxes, misunderstandings, or psychological delusions? Or are they glimpses into a much stranger reality, one where space and time aren't fixed, where the universe folds in on itself like origami? We may never know, but next time someone vanishes without a trace, or turns up claiming to be from somewhere that doesn't exist, maybe we should listen. Maybe the fabric of reality is thinner than we think. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unexplained. If tonight's stories made you question the boundaries of the world around you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. There are more tales waiting in the shadows, stories that defy logic and twist the laws of nature. Until next time, keep your mind open and your lights low. This is Night Story HQ. Sleep well, if you can.